Backs as promised. Kevin Young joins us, former Pirates first baseman, back in the organization, assistant to the general manager. And Kevin, we were talking about, of course, your years with the Buccos and how cool it is for you to be back in the organization. Before we get into Jaso and even some of the other first basemen you've been working with, what is it like to be back with the Pirates?
No, I can't put it in words. Like I said, this is the organization that groomed me from the beginning, and you know, Greg, I mean, from even the times from being in Buffalo and all through the entire system, it's just amazing. It really is. It's pretty special to me, and I get a little sentimental about it. But this is, you know, I bleed black and gold, so I really appreciate that.
A dozen years with the Bucks, 11, a dozen years in the big leagues, 11 with the Pirates, and third on the all-time list of games played at first base in the Pittsburgh Pirates. I am amazed when I see things like that, Kevin, because this is a team that has such a rich history, 130 years. So I can't imagine what it's like for a guy like you to be on that list.
It's an honor. You know, like you said, the history of the organization is huge, and sometimes it goes fast as a player. You can't really appreciate, because you're in the fight every day and you're battling. And but then when you're able to reflect a little bit over your career and you realize that not only the friendships and the people, the good people that you met throughout the time that you spent, you know, like I said, you really can't put it into words. It's a pretty special honor to be on that list.
With a former teammate, John Wayner, of course, the two played with the Pirates, as Nicasio takes. And we discussed this before about, you know, you started as a third baseman, went over to first. John bounced around the field when he played the big leagues.
Had to, because this guy was coming
this guy forced
from behind.
Forced him to bounce around. All-time mark defensively at first base in Pirates history. So what is that transition like, Kevin? Because I'm sure you relay that to these players.
Absolutely. I think, you know, like you said, I mean, I look back, and Rocky, you can attest to this, but the time that we spent with the people in our organization, sitting at Three Rivers in the cafeteria room, talking to Willie Stargell about defense and getting philosophies and the impact that you have, all that stuff is filtered down, you know, through me to some of these guys that I'm able to have, you know, be blessed to be able to work with. So it's more than just me. It's the history of the organization. It's the journey that we all have as players, that we're able to pass these things down. And it's just, it's our responsibility to do that, but especially in this situation. And John's just been unbelievable with receiving information, and then more than that, applying it to his daily routine.
Nicasio going to bounce toward short, and Jaso will be coming up. So a perfect opportunity to talk about that. And you can see from day one, Kevin, that he was committed to working with you and Nick Levi, I know, in spring training. And even before that, that mini camp, you were down there in Bradenton working with him. So it does take that commitment initially.
It does. And he was all in. Like I said, the ability to go out in the dirt and play, he embraced that opportunity. He worked at it extremely hard. Okay, 6 to 8 weeks before we even got down to spring training to start, it became one of those things where he definitely took pride in the work. And it was a new position, and it was a lot of habits that he had to break that came from the catcher's position. So getting to turn his glove over, you know, it was a big adjustment for him. And he, like I said, he embraced it, and he works his butt off daily. Even now, you know, he's still trying to get better every single day.
Hopefully we'll have a longer inning to talk more here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because I know we've talked already about how much work he put in on all the bunt plays and different scenarios that he's going to have to face. I know you watch the games. He really hasn't had many opportunities to work to go to those plays and use the knowledge and the things that you guys worked on in spring training. Are you anxious to see how he handles it? Because obviously in game situations he hasn't had to handle much other than routine ground ball.
The best part about it is that he's been able to be out there when the situation calls for it. And as you know, as the games get later, you know, things turn up a little bit. You know, late in the games, bunt situations come up. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's doing a wonderful job of what he's been handling. And it's been great to watch. And it'll only get better with the more experience that he has. So he's really embraced that part of it as well, and he's making sure he's making an impact on defense.
You have to admit, he looks like a first baseman, right?
Yeah, he does. He really does. And I think that's a compliment to his hard work. Several people in our organization, you know, that have really invested that time and energy into him. And so I'm thankful for that. I mean, I really am.